up, SNA Assassinators? This is Super Ninja Austin back here with another video. And this is the AEW Collision on March 29, 2025 for y'all today. And let me tell you, this episode of AEW Collision was somewhat interesting. I'll say for most parts, I'll say we got three matches that was likely confirmed for AEW Dynasty, which will be a week from tomorrow. And some other elements into the on the show, but also, let me tell you something, the two matches, were definitely promising, and also a dream come true, and probably, way past due, and we've been asking for this for a long while, probably for months now, for these couple of matches that's going to be confirmed for Dynasty. Well, I'll say one of the matches may not be exactly like it is, maybe later on in the year of 2025 once they go to All In, but it's something that's in the meantime, a little appetizer. I know this is the term that I sometimes oftenly use when something we're having something now until we get the full course match in the upcoming major pay-per-view. But yeah, and I'll say even the main event match was really good, but probably does not match with with any of the other couple of matches. They get the first two trophies, but it does get the third trophy, a bronze trophy of the wrestling match of the night, and a couple of filler matches just to entertain us assassinators in general. But yeah, I'll say other than those stuff, it was a really good and very well put together show, if you ask me. At least for something that the review a podcast for, something that will be perfect to review a video for short and sweet and to the point kind of situation. But next up, we got the Timeless. Came out send a message to her future challenger for next week's pay-per-view at Dynasty. And yeah, this is where then she continues to say her very, adult exclusive subliminal message promos that sounds very, some might say, choiceful, but I'll say maybe a little bit inappropriate, at least for when the kids are around. This is what she said. This is where she told Milwaukee fans that she loves them. This is where fans respond back by cheering that they love her too. And this was now let's get this started. Now Megan Bain, you better get your oil up feathery ass out here right now. And she didn't immediately came out, but let's say she did, but it was not until the last minute. But she knows the rules very well at 14:08. But this is where then we got Toni Storm to continue after calling her out that way, which not surprised that she would call. This is where Antonio Schiavone repeated her by calling her oily feathery ass. This is where. And this is where it's okay, maybe you're too busy. What's that? What is it? Crushing watermelons and eating babies. That sounds very creepy and frightening for a mega cis could do. And this is where then we got. Is this where it's you listen what I have to say? And this is where then she continued while having that little red scarf, if she's some kind of a somebody's cool mom that happens to make some very delicious meals, in the 1950s or whatnot. That's what she kind of looks like. I don't know the name for these kind of women, but that's what Timeless Toni Storm kind of looked like here at this situation. But this is where fans start chanting Tony when they have the spotlight, when they turn off the lights to put the spotlight on her. This was okay, last week I admit you were the better woman. It happened so fast, and it's she's and you slammed me right in the flat of my back, and then this would, and you made me turn me to a steak dinner, which that sounds very, I'll say I'm not sure that sounds very choiceful if you ask me, I guess. But this is where she admitted that she was embarrassed, and also that she's hurt, not to mention, and this is where she starts shaking her head, bowing her head. This is where again, I am ashamed, and that's where then Toni Storm's and the worst part is, you made it look so very damn easy. And then this is where Toni Storm fell flat on the back, if Megan Bain tagged her and slammed her once again. Which is And this is what she went back. She's like, I went back to my hotel, like, and I turned off the lights, and I lay there, like, going over the same scene, like, in my head over and over again. And this was like, and wondering if this is going to be happening to me at Dynasty. And then this is where then fans are absolutely not, even though they some of them see Megan Bain as the future women's world champion. But this is where Tony Storm's like, yeah, something like I've been coming up with sweat after, like, and also. You do like very neutral, and this was I got in the bathroom, and then she admitted that she took a piss, and I apologize for saying the bad language, but that's what she basically said right here in the promo. Maybe I should not went that far, but let's say a fan, assassinator, let me phrase that, said one of the words that rhymes with that very word, like I just mentioned. But anyway, this is where we got Thomas like when I came to, like, I looked in the mirror and I remember like exactly like who the hell I am, and he's like, and I am timeless Tony Storm. And this is where she got brought off into the canvas in the ring, like after right before she that's where then she like right when she got up and she's that, but this is where she immediately gets attacked from behind, and you will not believe who it was. Obviously it wasn't the goddess of the Megasis. It was her I guess you could say her right hand woman, which is none other than Penelope Ford. As I attacked and brought down the timeless one, which she totally forgot that she does not let anything keep her down, because she is timeless, and this is where she don't have no time to stay on the ground for long. This is where she starts stomping onto what's her name, Penelope Ford, in the upper left corner side. And then she went down into the bottom right side into the diagonal corner, hits a running hip attack. Then she followed that up with some stomps right onto the shoulders of. It's where then she starts stomping. She's like, you made a humongous mistake, and this is where it was probably just a diversion, because this is where here comes Megan Bain that came right from the other side, hits a flying clothesline once time was turned around, like boom, and knocked her out. Yeah, like I said, she knew the rules. Like she was waiting for a surprise party, even though like it wasn't time was Tony Storm's birthday. But this is where she picks her up, puts her on the shoulders, hits her with the what's that called, the F10. Like right through her own women's championship. This is where Megan Bain picks her up like in the sit out what's it called, a sit out snapmare position. This is where this is where she was like, bow down to the Megasis, and she slams her left side first right into the what's it called? Well, right side into the camera angle for us viewers and spectators. Like she slams her right side, but it was Tony's left. This is where she stands over the lifeless body of Tony Storm that was sideways, and this is where the Penelope Ford stand right beside her. She was like, aha, like you cannot escape from the Megasis. This is where the Megan Bain then grab onto the AEW Women's Champion, raise up held high, which it looked like if this week is the like if it is the go home show, let me rephrase. Excuse me. Yeah, sorry about that. Like if it was the go home show, which we all know that's not until next Saturday, when the collision show on that night, like will be the go home show the day before the pay per view, which Dynasty will be on the 6th, but the next collision will be on the 5th. But yeah. But this is where she started kicking dust right on the Tony Storm, like she really is a Pegasus or a Megasis at this point, because she is built like one. Not trying to sound very awkward, but just saying the way she built, like with her legs and everything else, like in the figure, looking like a human Pegasus, I guess you say, which is a flying horse with wings. But yeah, let me know down in the comment section right down below. Who do you think is going to win? Do you think it's Megan Bain or timeless Tony Storm that's going to walk out of the city of brotherly love as your AEW Women's World Championship? But moving on, we got the next match that was going on. But before we got it, this is where we got the delusional Death Riders came in and started talking. And this is what it's like rated FTR. Y'all think y'all gonna take these trios belts from us? Like you think y'all so ruthless? Like, but I know, like that you're losing your edge. And this is where he said that exactly that, which that's obviously a reference to the time when Cope was in the other company with that exact same name. But this is where then we got. you're trying to cope with it, which that's his new name. That's why I'm beat you to a bloody pulp. And yeah, that does rhyme. But at the same time, I just don't think that's going to be true. But I'll say they are going to beat him enough that's going to have him retain in my theories and opinions, which that's unfortunate right at this time because it seems like that Death Riders are not going to lose the titles anytime soon. I'm hoping to God that will be otherwise. But let me know in the comment section right down below also with this, man. This was but I'm going to keep you just the. And that's what with Claudio Castagnoli, but when I do fight you at the Go Home Show with Dynamite this coming Wednesday, I'm gonna keep just a little bit, at least 5% of you left for Dynasty to finish you off. And there's and your two little hopeless groupies that you have on your side. And y'all gonna and we're gonna retain our championships in AEW. Here's what John Moxley's like. Yeah, that's right, Claudio. Good job. He's and he's like, there's 3 people that I fear in this world, and that is my mother, my sister, and my wife, which is the unmarkable one. Yeah, y'all already know. But yeah, I was like, I guess that's one thing that he has in common with Super Ninja Austin. But instead of fear, I have respect to my family member. As a matter of fact, I have respect to all of my family members. But yeah, with him saying this, about all of them, it kind of sounds like your boy SNA, but that's one thing he does other than being the worst man, which that's the opposite of your boy SNA, because this is your best, the best man in the in internet entertainment, while he's the worst. Okay, I'm just kidding about that. But anyways, yeah. But the one thing is, the hometowns of these 2 guys, one is in the best, the other's at the worst city. But anyways, what John Moxley pointed out, his was until he met his secretary, and his I'll say female member of the Death Riders, Marina Shafir. He was and ever since the day she snaps, I know I don't want to be alone, and piss her off. Yeah, you believe me? Part of me thinks, me and Swerve, we just find some popcorn and sit down to watch the ladies tear each other apart, and then we wait until this Sunday when we face at the AEW World Championship. I'm yeah, maybe that's a good idea. Hopefully Swerve Sugar does become the championship, and maybe that'll make it more easier for your boy, the Assassin, and hopefully he does hold on to that title for long enough until, your boy, I cannot jinx that right now. That's a different conversation for a different day. So I'm just gonna skip what message that what's her name, Marina Shafir had for Willow the Pillow. So Willow the Pillow, well, she didn't say the pillow part, but she's yeah, you think you're really bad, don't you? But she said it in her native language. Hopefully I don't sound very ignorant, but I'm pretty sure she's Italian. Yeah, the way she speaks in the language, when she said "bata," when she said it in a different language, when she said, "You really think you're so bad?" But yeah, this is what she then continues saying, well, I've lived this is what she's you won't be so bad. You'll be looking very bad when I rip the liver and shove it down your throat. And then this is where then John Moxley's that sounds very harshful. And this is where then and this is where Claudio's yeah, I agree. But they also agree on that it's gonna happen, and they hope that that'll be the case. But I think it's the complete opposite. And how are you gonna rip off a pillow when they don't have any? How are you gonna rip off a pillow and rip the liver out, let alone rip the liver out of it? If it don't have any organs, any type of organs. I don't know. It's just it's so confusing. How you gonna rip a pillow out and rip its organs out when it don't have any? It has stuffing inside the pillow, and if not feathers. But yeah, that's one thing I just don't get with Marina Shafir when she said that. How you can rip off a pillow when it don't have any internal organs. Yeah, but what you're. But this is where Marina Shafir gave him one creepy stare glance, and yeah, we all know that the reason why that they're so delusional like this, which I already said about 10 billion, and I'll say 575 million and 465 4 times, I guess you could say. 64,000 times, I meant to say. Yeah, 464,000 times. Yeah, let me rephrase that. But yeah, but let me know in the comments below who's going to walk out victorious. I don't know who's that might be, but whoever does win, something just tells me that it's going to be complete opposite for whoever lost on that match is definitely going to win at AEW Dynasty. And I sure hope it will be the guy that SNA dreams of fighting and and make history with this guy. But that's a different conversation for a different day. But anyway, this is where we got my boy, the Switchblade Jay White. Bang, bang, bang. Then came out to the ring, which luckily he did not do it with Renee Paquette because she don't deserve to be. I cannot say the rest. Like, not afraid of John Moxley sounds inappropriate. What I'm saying is with the gun, not other thing that you're probably thinking about right now. But anyways, this is where he faced New Japan's very own Kevin Knight. This is where then he came out to the ring. This is where with these very cool shades, I gotta admit, and he does have a pretty cool hairstyle, kind of looks like a shorter hairstyle of somebody that y'all might know and what your boy SNA knows if he's not looking at him already. But that's where Jay White then tried to go for an ankle lock, but this is where he ends up getting brought down by this kid. This is where he tried to go for a headlock, but Jay White then tried to go for a headlock on his own. This is where he pushes him right to the bottom left side. This is where we got Kevin Knight like, oh, like, you really think that's all you got. Like, I would expect you to do more better than that. You wouldn't even like this when you were in New Japan. Like, this is where Jay White's like, yeah, you're right. I'm not doing the style like in New Japan. I'm doing something that's with all due respect to the promotion, but something that's a pinch better, and that is my new style here in All Elite Wrestling. And then it's where we got the Switchblade to start trying to his hands after getting out of his wrist lock by trying to readjust his arm. This is where they go for another round of a grapple. This is where then looked like Kevin Knight was going to win, but Jay White made a huge comeback by pushing him right towards the right corner side, only for Kevin Knight to finally stop. But this is where Jay White reach for him, pulls him right close to him, hits him with a headlock slam. But this is where we got Kevin Knight to try to do like some kind of a head scissors trying to drop. But this is where we got Jay White then flips right out of his head scissors, where we got Kevin Knight then try to go for a headlock. But this is where Jay White counters, hits a headlock slam of his own. This is where, but he gets head scissor locked by what's his name, Kevin. But this is where Jay then picks him up, dips him right to the top corner, runs him in the bottom, but Knight hits a shoulder tackle. But White hits a shoulder tackle right onto him, back at him when he bounced right in the top corner side. This is where then Jay White's like, anything that you can do, I can do better. Bang, bang. And then this is where then we got Jay White then went right to the top corner side. He's trying to go for a run, but this is where he gets to a leap dodge. This is where we got Jay White like, what are you waiting for? And then this is where then we got he tried to run up to him, but we got a couple of lucky arm drags right onto the Switchblade, Mr. Kevin Knight. But this is where after he got done, this is where he hits a flying head scissors. This is where we got this is where Kevin Knight did a little pose of impression, saying wasn't that amazing? And I'll say, yeah, I gotta admit, for a man that's being compared enhancement talent to someone like Jay White, I would say he still was looking pretty good. And for shout out to all those enhancement guys. I want to give my round of applause to you guys before I reveal any more of them. But it's where we got Jay White try to go for suplex. Kevin Knight flips right out of it, hits a European uppercut. This is where then we got him not hit one, but I believe he hit 3 until he dipped him right to the left, go to the right. Jay White then dips right there. This is where he hangs on the ropes. This is where we got Kevin Knight to try to flip right to the right corner side, try to go for close on, but it's where Kevin Knight hits a forearm strike. This is where he tried to kick him, but this is where he gets dragon screwed, which I'm starting to feel bad for this guy, even though he's fighting somebody like Jay White. So yeah. You need to expect anything from the Switchblade. Whatever in the tank of his, that's metaphorically. But this is where then he got cornered right into the upper right corner side. This is where then he go for a clothesline. This is where then got Jay White then goes for a suplex, which he slams flattened back first right into in the upper right corner area. This is where they try to go for a pin. Aubrey Edwards counts 1, 2, but this is where unfortunately Kevin Knight goes for a kick out at 2.4. But it's where Jay White was figuring out what other move to hit him to put him away for good. This is where we got the partial powerful force in all of pro wrestling came on, which is the picture-in-picture break. This is where once they got done with the adverts, partially, this is where we got who was on top, I believe. Jay White was still on, like when hitting him with a back the belly maneuver, but he was immediately getting elbowed. This is where he gets hit when he hits a knife edge chop, which he might have earned himself a third place spot on Gunther's envy list, like because Uncle Dax DX maintains his number one. Well, I think he it stayed that way even when he had his match tonight against Willa Yuta. And let me tell you that match nearly stole the show, but was probably going to tie with the silver trophy, I guess you could say, with a match or two that I put on that spot, which I'm getting to just a moment. But this is where Kevin Knight then dips him right to the left, to the right again. But this is where Jay White counter, hits a wrist lock, hits a knife edge chop. This is where we got Kevin Knight hit the drop kick, like boom, and this is where he brought him down. Like, what day is it? And this is where he was seeing tens, if not 20s. This is where then and no, I'm not talking about the dollar bills, but the gold bars, I should say. But this is where we got, what's his name? Kevin Knight's like, come on, people here in Milwaukee. Like, you know what time this is, where he started hitting some right hands onto Jay White. This is where then Jay White knees him right in the midsection. This is where then we dips right to the upper right corner side. But this is where we took a page out of a certain Viper's playbook, which he must have been watching that Friday night show yesterday, because he bounced off but it was in the opposite side, the upper right corner side instead of the upper left side. Hits a clothesline right into Jay White, but that's not the only way. The second one, he must be, a Viper Snake fan, like that loves doing the three most destructive letters. But it's where then we got him then hits a body slam on the Jay White. I'm like let's hope we see more of this guy, even though like he's fighting my man Jay White. But like, there's nothing that's gonna beat the Switchblade. Like John Moxley could barely beat this guy. If anybody, if someone like John Moxley can hardly defeat this man, imagine somebody that's lower than Moxley's level, like trying to beat him. It would be extra difficult. But this guy kind of brought him to his limit. And let's say later, Jay White gave props to this guy, probably not much, but still enough to show that he belongs in this business. But this is where we got what's his name? Then he ends up Irish, but back to the match. This is where he Irish whips Jay White right into the upper right corner side. He tried to go for an attack, but he gets flipped right into the upper right corner side. This is where Jay White tried to hit the right hand, but he gets blocked. He gets hit right into the head. This is where he tried to go for a springboard crossbody, only for nearly getting Uranagi slam until he gets flipped into a pin by Knight. But this is where it only got him a 2.8 count. But Jay White came out in nowhere, giving the three most destructive letters a run for its money. But that didn't work because Kevin Knight counted out of it, pushed him right in the upper right corner side. Then he kicks him right in the face, try to go for a mid-rope maneuver, but it only gets dropped right down to the ground. This is where we got Kevin Knight to go for a clothesline. Jay White ducks. Then he hits I believe a flatliner version of the Blade Runner. But this is where then we got and he picks him up into a German suplex to pick him right back up. This is where the Jay White was wondering what to do next. This is where he's like, okay, maybe just hit the move, which is the Uranagi slam, which was indeed guaranteed, that a spinning one though. This is where we got Jay White ends up going for but we have one more centerpiece to put the icing on this finishing cake, which is the finisher itself, the Blade Runner for the 1, 2, 3. Winner of this match, Switchblade Jay White. And I'll say I give this match this match definitely gets the silver trophy of the night. If not, I'll say it's silver trophy, because we got 3 matches that was the silver trophy. And this was one of them, along with the next match, and then the Uncle Dax DX versus the Willa Yuta match, which it's after a post match we saw what could come in down the road. But let's get back into this little post-match segment, with Jay White celebrating, but not so long after grabbing onto a microphone. Then give a round of applause to his opponent, for putting one entertaining performance that he has ever seen in probably months. But this is where then Jay White's like, give it up for Kevin Knight, and this is where yeah, and this is where fans gave him a big round of applause, which Kevin Knight was thank you so much to Jay White, with Jay White giving some respect and giving him kudos, because he totally deserves it. he gave him a little bit on like. He was like, yeah, just like your boy Switchblade, he went right through the New Japan dojo in Los Angeles. This is where he's like, and this is where he's like, yeah, like, and like, and then of though, like this year, like it was all, I get may not be your moment of going to the Owen Hart Cup tournament, but maybe there's always the next year in 2026. Yeah, this is where then, and it's like, yeah, you get. But this won't be his last. Yeah, and when I say that, like this won't be his last appearance in AEW because we're gonna be seeing a lot of him. And I was like, yes, yeah, we knew that the Switchblade Jay White would never let us down. Like, just hope that he does not go bang bang with Renee Paquette because yeah, you do not want to do that. But anyways, this is where we got Jay White then continued like onto his promo. This is where then he then like yeah so give yeah give your applause to this future AEW star. This is where it gave a little bit of a bounce where Jay White's like, okay, like now it's your that was your like yeah, now it's your cue to go. This was like the Milwaukee to go now. This is where it's like, okay, like now like let's get back to business. Like this is where then he then let everybody know that he will indeed be will be entering the Owen Hart Cup tournament. And let's just say that he wasn't the only guy that was declaring himself into the Owen Hart Cup tournament in both the men's and I was say not both. You know what I'm saying? Like in both the men's and women's division, they were saying that they're going to be in the men's and the women's version of the Owen Hart Cup tournament. And I want to ask you this question real quick: like, who do you think is going to win the women's and the men's respective Owen Hart Cup tournament? Let me know in the comments down below. Like, but anyway, this is where we got Switchblade and like I am the most elite competitor in AEW, and I really need to win the Owen Hart Cup because I need to go to All In Texas and be crowned the new AEW World Champion, and I need that shot for that title. And this is where then Jay White then breathing heavy and trying to catch his breath. This is where he's like, yeah, and it is where he's like. Because I am the best rock and roll in AEW, like a single-handed show, like at Madison Square Garden. Like I am Switchblade, like, and I am the catalyst of professional wrestling. I was like, yeah, like, I cannot deny that he's speaking facts on this guy. Like, which it's a shame that we have not seen him as AEW World Champion yet. Like, only did that very silly angle, which that was very odd for him to steal the championship and be a champion. Like, which even for him being a heel at the time, like there was no excuse to make him look like a champion that way. You don't even need to do that in order to look like a champion. Like he is championship material. He's probably basically the definition, like just by looking at him, like in a glance at any angle. But that's where Jay White was like saying like yeah, and this is the Switchblade era, which I was like, I hopefully like when once he does win that AEW World Championship, it'll be completely be completely accurate like on his point. But do you think that he will win the Owen Hart Cup men's tournament? Let me know in the comment section right down below. And if so, who do you think is going to fight for the AEW World Championship? Is it going to be Swerve Strickland? Is it going to be Jon Moxley? Will it be anybody that he has associations or any kind of history, whether if it's as a rival or whether if it's an ally? Let me know down in the comment section right down below. Well, this is where we got MJF then was in a little vignette, like doing the first pitch for the very first game for the Texas Ranger because AEW's All In will be in Globe Life Field in Arlington, Texas. And let me tell you, like even I went there with my family in person, and it looks very awesome. Like even though I didn't went to the outside, but I looked in the outside because let's just say that yeah, my brother used to play rugby, but yeah, that's a different video for a different day. But anyway, this is where we got MJF then talk about like I wonder what you I bet you schmucks wonder what I did over the past week. Like, and he was like, and this is where he started naming the things, and let's say he did a little I'll say a celebrity charity event like in what's it, Globe Life Field to help promote AEW All In and Globe Life in Texas for the Texas Rangers. But His word, and he's like, and Bobby Lashley did not understand why I offer here in AEW right on the table. Like before he even got here, when he was known as the Almighty elsewhere, like when he was world champion and whatnot, there, I don't get what he did with past, like, and he's like, and he don't quite understand like what I bring and offer, like Bobby Lashley. He was like, and it's like, it just so happens that he lives in Texas, which I was like, that goes figures why AEW say he's from Dallas, Texas, even though he's not really from there. Like, he's actually from a totally different city in a totally different state. Yeah. Yeah. So I'll say, it's one thing to say he lives in Texas, like he resigned, they should say he's resigning in Texas rather than saying he's from there and he grew up, let alone grew up there, which that's what from basically is. Like it's a place that you were born and raised, like into that particular town or city or whatever you want to call it. But that's where MJF and this is where then MJF This is where MJF then could do that. In fact, like Bobby Lashley, like just so happens to be in Texas, and then the Rangers, and it just he lives in Texas, but for some reason the Rangers asked me to do a little charity celebrity event, and not you, Bobby. But don't get me wrong, that don't change the fact that you are the one of the most phenomenal and greatest competitors in this sport. It's just that they just know that I'm better than you, and you even know that too, or something like that. This where then they, but it's where they were getting ready, and they were hyping and advertising the CEO's match, which is Mercedes Moné and her match against an enhancement talent. Which I was hoping that it was not nobody that was like an enhancement. And then, your boy SNA got his wish, and it was definitely not some squashable jobber. It was somebody that's probably is a regular on Collision. Also not, even though they're on Ring of Honor, which that should have ring my bells, of knowing what's to come, which it kind of did because. Let's just say this person did not wait until to be a surprise. They actually just announced that they will be watching in a short distance, I should say. Yeah, which it was none other than the reigning defending AEW, not AEW, the Ring of Honor Women's Champion, the long self-proclaimed forever champion. And some of y'all might say why I say it like that way. You're going to see why. But anyways. But it's where then she posted a tweet saying maybe I will say hi tonight. Which she was, it shows that she was right in front of the locker room of the CEO. And I was like, man, how come I didn't have a news story like this earlier today when I was making a news video with Fightful Select, and now this is why I started cursing at. At Fightful's I'll say the creator of Fightful Select's wrestling news article. I was saying curse you, Sean Ross Sapp. This is where I start saying right up in thin air. But yeah, this is where then we got the match happened, and then the CEO Mercedes Moné's her is none other than Robin Renegade. I was haha, this is very funny because wasn't her and her twin sister was supposed to be teaming with Moné in a some kind of a faction until I think plans were changed. Rumor has it that because of her twin sister got injured and she had to be a little solo competitor, but normally be the sacrificial lamb into matches. But yeah, you get the match, and it was not like a squash match. If anything, we got probably I'll say around the 40% mark, Robin Renegade got a little bit of offense in, because when Moné puts her right into the bottom left corner side, she tried to go for a meteor move, right in the midsection, but this is where we got Robin Renegade move out of the way, hit one of her own, saying she's not the only one that does that maneuver. This is where we got Robin right to the top corner side. This is where she goes for a pump boot right into the face, high kick, if she was a certain Kiwi New Zealand female, like in the other company that has one that's also, I believe, Samoan, if I'm mistaken. But it's where then we got what's her name? Robin and picks up, try to go over a suplex. This is where fans are chanting CEO, like if she's still a baby face. Which at this match it kind of looked like it, like given that mostly Robin Renegade like wrestled baby faces before. But anyway, this is where we got Monet try to go for a crossbody, which that used to be in the comeback maneuver, by the way. Which that's something I haven't said in probably almost 2 years. But this is where we got Robin Renegade catches her right on her arms. I'm like, damn, like I know she's a lot taller, but I would not know that she had this much strength. Like, yeah, like it would almost seem to look like scientifically possible, even though Monet did not weigh that much. But at the same time, like she shouldn't pick her up like if she was only like about barely 100 pounds. But this is where we got Mercedes picks up Robin, picks her up into like a tombstone power driver position. But this is where she turned into a double knee drop, like with her flipped her up in the air, hits her right down with her knees. Then this is where we got the CEO try to go for a pin onto the one half of the Renegade Twins. But this is where Robin kicks out at 2.3. But this is where Monet's like, yeah, go figure, it's just a signature, which I assume that was the signature. But this is where we got Monet to grab onto the Robin Renegade's legs. This is where then like when she tried to kick her, try to stop her, this is where she puts her on the side, hits a double meteor drop, like right when she got her what's that called? Like into this middle, what's that? Like a what's that like have like side to side, like with her legs right into the bottom corner, like and have her top right into the right side of the right side of the ropes, into the bottom right corners turnbuckles. This is where then we got but this is where then she moved out of the way when she tried to go for the double knees, which I assume that's her signature. But this is where we got Robin Renegade at a springboard double stomp right on the CEO. This is where then we got Robin Renegade going for a crossbody. And then this is where we got what's her name? Robin Renegade try to go up in there for a moonsault. This is where then no, it was like a cartwheel version. This is where Monet smartly moved out of the way, right into the bottom right corner side. This is where she go up in the top rope. I hoping she's gonna go for the frog splash or maybe a meteor, which my second guess was right because she went for a middle rope meteor right when Robin Renegade was in the snapmare position, but she only got a 2.2 count, which the referee gave a reminder of. But this is where it looked like she's about to hit her finisher, which I believe is called the Monet Maker. But this is where then when she hits her with that maneuver. And this is where then she turned into her other finisher, which is the statement maker, which she had no choice but out. Winner of this match, Mercedes Monet. And my boy Jay White did, and she gave a round of applause to her opponent, and yeah, basically said she's the future. Like when she was in an in-ring interview, and I was saying this is why these two are SNA's two of out of 100 favorite AEW wrestlers of all time in SNA's what's called books, like his fan books, I guess you could call it, which is not even it doesn't even exist yet, but yeah, this is why these guys are the best of all times. And I was like, I see why the CEO's 4 belts Monet, but I don't understand why my boy Jay White's not the any championships in any capacity, even if it's outside of AEW. Like as long as it's like partnered with the company of All Elite Wrestling. But yeah, this is where we got Antonio Schiavone was in an in-ring interview. Like I said earlier, this is where we got. This was like we got another win from our TBS champion Mercedes Monet, and just like, but it seems like that the Monet chain is is running hotter than ever. And then this is where then Antonio Schiavone could do that, but like there's something that you wanted to say, like, well, like you can say it right here, right now, because the floor is yours. Like since you're the winner of this match, and I'll say one thing I agree with Simon. Well, plenty of things I can agree with Simon. I can go down a list of the top 100, but that'll be a different video for a different day. But like one thing for sure about like say one of those lists, like she about saying about the CEO's matches, like every time that she competes with anybody in AEW, she just knows how to put on a great show, like put on a great match, I should say. Yeah, like she, how, like she just knows what's exactly her abilities, agilities, and her moves very well. Like if it's the back of her hand, and yeah, and it's a good reason why she's undefeated. I guess I should say, but it's where then this is where then Monet didn't say like, yeah. what she didn't say Antonio. She just said his short version of his name, Tony. This is where fans start playing. I was like, after like fighting Robin Renegade, like, what is the matter with you fans in Milwaukee? Like, yeah, like I thought y'all were cooler than that. Like, maybe it's because the Celtics beat the Bucks, I guess, which I don't understand what that got to do with anything. But this is where then we got. But this is where the CEO then said that she's the greatest TBS champion of all time, and this is where then. And that's where the fans are booing her, like if she's a certain dirty wrestler that's in a faction at the other company's show, like that's named in a faction called the Day of Judgment or whatever it's called. But this is where then we got. But it's where then she said she totally deserves to beat the 4 belts, which I'll say that's very hard to disagree. And that's where I believe, if I'm not mistaken, she did say that she was going to enter the Owen Hart Cup tournament, which I hope that does happens. But some might say that I'm gonna be way too biased for coming up with this opinion. How about like she does win that and then add another belt in her collection, which that's probably that's more of a personal opinion and a prediction, I guess you could say. But this is where she's like, and then she's gonna go to All In, and then she's gonna challenge for the AEW Women's World Championship. I was like, yeah, like why not? Like because I think that's what the rest of us assassinators probably wanted. Like for her adding another collection in her, adding another title belt in her collections in AEW. This is where the but I must warn you, Mercedes, like that has a lot of competition that Antonio said. Like, as we know, like, including Billy Starks. And that's where like, if he said something wrong about Texas, like if he's Patrick Starr, even though that she's not from Texas, of course not. But this is where then we got when he mentioned the name Billy Starks, like which is the same wrestler that she defeated back a week from this past Wednesday. This is where then she's like, Billy Starks, like, did you really just say Billy? Like, I don't want to hear anything about that stupid kid, Billy Starks. I started dying with laughter. Which I gotta give it the golden trophy of the night, like I normally give to her and Brian Keith, like because they are very hilarious when it comes to goofy wrestling, and they definitely just, even though it was a serious moment, but I kind of find it very hilarious, because like with this heel character just gets more and more and more intriguing. Like it's like the learning, role as a heel as well, but it's where. It is where this is like she have not worked hard. Like how does she even like how she got a spot at the Owen Hart Cup tournament when she does not even work half as hard as Robin Renegade? And this is where she gave a shout out to Robin Renegade, just like how like I said, my boy Jay White did to Kevin Knight. This is where just give it up to Robin. This is where then everybody gave a clap, which is probably. Which that was an out of character moment, which who could argue with the CEO on that one? Even if you do want to boo her, you cannot argue for the fact that she put over Rob Renegade, even in defeat. Show how much of a declarated and a talented kid that she is, unlike Billy is. Well, I'm not sure if I say much about Billy, but she might have a point. Like she's still a little green, but that doesn't mean that she could still improve that in many more months and if not years to come. But it's where we got this is where the Mercedes Monet continued to say like who even trained Billy Starks? This was the same question she said this past week from this past Wednesday, back like on the what was the date of the month? Like it was 3 I'll say what date was it? It was the 19th of March, which he said, I believe that was because the week from this past one. This was like whoever did train her, they suck at professional wrestling, and this is where we saw like none other than the one that did train Billy Starks, and it was the same wrestler that the CEO is familiar with in her previous work over at the other company that she used to work for, which they were known as totally different names, which I'm not going to get into because I'm not sure if it's appropriate to talk about it on this video. But it's where then we got Athena came out with 2 belts, like with one of them is a custom belt of the Ring of Honor Women's Champion, which it was a spinnable, like if she was a certain wrestler that you used to wrestle for hustle and loyalty and respect, like which he don't do now, like. like rather than the complete opposite, like my boy WrestleMania would say. But this is where then we got Athena then came in, went face to face with Monet. This is where then. This is where then Athena, like you're finally here. This is where we got Mercedes then try to take all her belts that's around her arms and waist. Like this is where then she tried to this is where she hold on to the TBS championship. She turned around, try to whack Athena with it, but this is where Athena ducked out of the way and then hit her like instead like when she when she was like she's finally here I've never thought this day would come. This is where we start. We must have been all doing the dance for joy. Well, I know for sure me, but this is where she hit her with a big old right hand. Like Athena, which that's the one thing I did not do the dance of joy. I'm like she had to go that far. Like even though even though like she was probably only protecting herself, but she's forgetting like your old saying like unto the CEO's catchphrase. There's a price to pay when you mess with her. And that's what it seems like. And that day is going to be probably April 6th, which is going to be AEW Dynasty, if not later on than that. This is where then Athena was like, yeah, like I never thought I'd do that again. Which she's like, man, I haven't done that in probably 2.5 years, which was like late 2022 when she turned heel, when she attacked the female referee Aubrey Edwards. Like when she's like, boom, yeah, which I believe was, but this is where she was about to hit her former Eclipse finisher, which is like a flying stunner maneuver. But this is where we got Mercedes Moné then grab onto Robin Renegade, put her in her place, takes the bump like if she was like an ally rather than like in a rather than her opponent that she fought her in. But this is where Athena then grab onto the microphone that the CEO was just holding on to. This is what she would. But this word then she didn't really say anything. This word she pointing at the title that the CEO left behind, but not on purpose. Because why would she ever do that? Because she's a 4 belt wrestler for a reason. But do you think that is going to change? Like, and she's going to be a belt short like at April 6th? Let me know down in the comment section right down below. And I'm not trying to sound like a biased a-hole or a self-centered one, I should say. But I just think that's not going to happen. Like, especially in Dynasty, it could be a 50-50 chance, more likely at All In more than it is going to be on the B-plus pay-per-view. But let me know either way what y'all's opinions are, assassinators, in the comments. But moving on to the next one, like we're going to be talking about from one women's angle to another. Is Queen Aminata was in a in-ring. I mean, not in-ring, in a backstage interview. Well, I just said in-ring. Like I must be still thinking about the in-ring interview that what's his name Antonio Schiavone had with Mercedes Moné. But let me get into this one. It was Antonio. It was not Antonio. The more likely remarkable Lexi Nair, because she's not like Renee Paquette. This is where she started asking questions like about like Queen Aminata. Unfortunately, she's not going to be competing tonight, like due to her not being cleared to do so. This is where then we got Serena Deeb like, oh, that's very sad. Like, you know, this could have been preventable, and I totally forgot to mention that while I was mentioning anything on my podcast. I was like, yeah, like I should have said like this in the first place, but I'm saying it now. Like they have to do some changes, and yeah, and let's just say, guess who was Aminata's replacement for the main event match? Yep, I guess you guessed it. Like the one that was just the CEO's challenger. Now that she had an opportunity to main event Collision, which she did so tonight, Billy Starks, which I give a round of applause just a little bit, but at the same time, like it just seems like she's not ready. But hopefully that I don't get no heat for that, like for saying that. But just saying, like, because she just, like, I don't know, like she just still look like a rookie, like when it comes to AEW. It's one thing for wrestling and Ring of Honor because that's like developmental territory. That's like the AEW's developmental show that's like spelled that name that has that's like next, but it's without the E, I should say. It's like that show that's like next, but it's without the E, I guess you could say. But yeah, this is where then but anyways, we're gonna talk more about that like later on in the main event. This is where we got Serena Deeb that came in. It's like this is where she was like you should have taken my advice and maybe you would have beat Julia last week, and you wouldn't have, and you probably wouldn't have been in this dilemma if you only just listened. And this is where it's like, And Queen, every time you listen to me, with my prime example, you like every time you listen to me, you do win your matches, but every time you don't, you lose. And I was like, now it comes to think of it, like when I'm trying to think of a time in particular, which I think I do and won. Like when she listened to her, she actually won. And I think maybe it was the Julia Hart match when she got a win over her. So I guess she's on to something on that note. But it's where like not only you lose, like you whine about it as well. Like, and it's where it's like, and it's all just choices. Like everything you do is always choices. And unfortunately, Sweet Queen, like you made the wrong choice of not listening to me. This is what Queen I'm was like, yeah, maybe you're right on one thing about choices. Like everything is about choice. Like, and I still choose not to listen to your trashy I don't want to listen to your trashy advices, Serena. And then this is where she said with the stern voice is where the Queen I'm not like, I'm not gonna listen to that. I was like, I don't know what to say about this because Serena has a point right here, and Queen also have a point as well. Like, I mean, even when she didn't listen to Queen Aminata, when Queen Aminata did not listen to Serena, like she still won a couple of matches, but at the same time, maybe she can win more of them, like if she takes some advice from the professor. But this is where just like deep down inside, you know that I'm right that she said in response, which yeah, pun intended with her last name because it's Deeb. But this is where she's like, you think like that, like there might be a slight little chance that you will do that, like you think I'm right, like it's. You have a few, like you look like you have to rest up for a few homes, but she pointed out the little wrist thing because yeah, this is yeah, she have a bandaged up like because she have a injured wrist if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, like this is where she gave her like a list of things like how to be a professor in the ring, I guess you could say, like into the little rule book. But the thing is, Serena Deeb has failed the CEO one time, so she's no angel, of course. Like, but like maybe she has a point. Like she does win like probably most of her matches, but only like when it's like when they don't have championship related relations into them. I mean, if not championship relations into the matter. But this is where we got the Golden Trophy of the Night match award then came on, which was the tag team match between Top Flight and against Running Tree, which I was like, this is a kind of SNA's lifelong dream of looking at like when it comes to 2025's bingo card, and this is where we saw the return of Layla Gray, I believe finally from her tying the knot from her latest husband. Like, I'm not saying latest by saying that she'd been married like multiple times. I'm just saying it like in a general statement. Like, but anyways, this is where we got Brian Keith and Big Bill. Then I need to shut up right now. But this is where we got Big Bill and Darius Martin, I believe, that started the match. This is where they went face to face. Like this is where and this is where it shows like what's to come, like on like whoever the number one contender is, which we all might know, even though it was kind of predictable, and it kind of made like Top Flight a little weak in this way, but at the same time, like it still shows like, but AEW still showed that there's still hope with Top Flight, which I like how they did it, like saying like should we invest our time like trying to hope that they do get their pushes that they soon deserve. I just think maybe this year may not be their time yet, even though they've been wrestling for probably over 5 years now, but still, like they still have a lot of left to desire, like for fans to get them over as future tag team champions. Something similar to like Private Party when they were tag team champions. But it's where we got Darius Martin tagging his little brother Dante. This is where then he went face to face with the 7-footer. This is where Brian keeps like, I know I want to get tagged in the face this little hooligan. And this is where I was like, why do you want to fight him so bad? Like maybe he disrespected Chris Jericho in the locker room before, and Brian Keith caught it, or maybe Jericho pointed it out. Like, I don't know. Like, we're probably going to figure that out after this review video. But it's where we got the Bad Apple then came and start grappling with Dante Martin to start going side to side. This is where then It's where then but it's where once he said, I got you now, this where then we got Dante Martin must have said, think again. And this where he ends up, because he start pushing him right to the left side. This where he's like, he was like, Aubrey, like, make sure, not Aubrey, it was not Aubrey, it was another referee. This where he's like, tell him to get off of me. Like, yeah, get off of me, Dante. And this is where they try to go for an arm drag after they go for the second round of the grapple. This is where he got him into an arm bar. This is where he's like, anybody look at me the wrong way, I'll backhand him. Like, because it kind of reminds me when you disrespect my teacher, Chris Jericho, or something like that. This is where then he ends up getting arm drag of his own. He gets sent right into Dante's corner along with his big brother. This is where it's a sliding clothesline. Tags in Darius Martin. This is where he slides in the ring with a tag. This is where he tags Darius back. Darius tagging Dante back. He hits the springboard swanton. Then he gets pushed right into the upper left corner side. This is where he gets tagged in by Darius. This is where they go for a double STO because they sweep his legs while going forward with him. This is where then he picks up the bad apple. This is where he goes for a knife edge chop along with a European uppercut. Then this is where we got Darius then try to go for throw Brian right into the upper right corner side, but he immediately gets countered, gets thrown instead. He leap dodge over the bad apple, but he ends up meeting a attic roundhouse kick right into his skull, like knocking him out, and nearly knocking him out. I'd probably say like 90% of it, him knocking him out. That's where he goes for a suplex, but this is where he's like, I have a better idea, Bill, and this is where he tags in Big Bill. He gets a big old right hand onto his back. This is where Big Bill tried to taunt with him and start toying with him until we got Darius then was tired of being played around. Started hitting some punches left, right, left, and center. But this way he gets slammed right in the center of his back, right directly in the spine, like ow. Like if he just cracked it into threes, if not fours. But that's where then he sent him right to the upper right corner side. And that's where then we start hitting some chops repeatedly. Like if he's a certain 7-foot whale that's also into this company, like in AEW, that's normally sitting in Gorilla with Mr. Anthony Khan. But that's where he threw Darius Martin right into the bottom right corner side. Try to go for a punch. This is where then he ends up getting kicked right in the face after elbowing Brian Keefe in the face. This is where then we got Darius and try to go for like a tornado like DDT maneuver. This is where he goes for Insigiri. This is where big Brian Keefe then not like how he was disrespecting his classmate and learning tree buddy Big Bill. He boots him right in the right outside the bottom corner immediately, followed up with a knife edge chop, which it was not much like, but it still probably was painful, which I think you probably got the 10th place spot, like into the Ring General's theme, the envy list. This is where then we got I'm sorry, Mike. It just reminds me of this slogan I always do, like when something like when Brian Keefe kicks somebody's rear end, like it reminds it just reminds me like when he promises when somebody disrespects Chris Jericho, he's gonna kick their butts. But anyway, this is where the partial powerful force of all pro wrestling came on, but it turned to full like once like 2 minutes already came, like, and this is where then we got this is where like they were still on top, like once the adverts came on, they must be fan favorites. I mean, who could blame the powerful force for being fans with these guys? I mean, don't get me wrong, like the top flight are very say charismatic as well, like but at the same time, like they still need some, I'll say, developing to go, if that's the right term to use it, lack of a better term. But anyways, this is where we got what's his name? This is where we got what's his name, Dante Martin, to go for a sleeper hold onto Big Bill, but this is where he got pushed off. But this is where he leaped right over Big Bill, which he couldn't even believe it. This is where he tried to run right up into Big Bill. This is where Big Bill tried to corner him, try to block him. But this is where he tried to attack him, but he gets a double knee right into the back. This is where he ends up tagging in his brother Darius, but this is where he flipped right over. This is where he immediately gets this justice for his big brother Darius because he had a big old forearm. This is where then Big Bill hit a right hand onto the face, onto Darius. This is where we got Dante hit a step up Insigiri. Then we got Darius hit a Insigiri kick. That's where he goes for a springboard flip right in the ring with a face mat, which that kind of looks similar to somebody that I seen did before. I totally forgot like who done that maneuver, but this is where Brian Keefe tried to come in and attack, try to kick some butts because let's just say that they might have disrespected his teacher Chris Jericho, but that's where he immediately gets got lured into a trap, like because they're playing a game of wrestling edition of bullfighting, but this is where Darius Martin hit his signature tornado DDT by using his brother Dante as a human stepping buckle, I guess you could say. This is where we got Dante to hit a suicida onto Big Bill right into the top corner side. Then we got what's his name? Darius Martin thought he was going to put him away with a fallaway, a fallaway drop, but that ends up not working at 2.8. That's where he was looking very disappointed. Like that didn't get him the W, but it's where then Dante Martin to try to go over the top rope, but this is where he gets pulled down by Big Bill. That's where he shoves what's his name, Darius, right into the barricade. This is where then Layla Gray couldn't believe it. She's like, "Oh my god, like what happened to you, little bro?" This is where then we got what's his name? Dante Martin tried to go for a suicide dive, or no, it was a swanton kind of dive onto him. This is where he tried to go for that sideways frog splash Majiki maneuver, only for the knees to go right to the midsection. Then Brian Keith spine busters him right into the bottom right corner side, followed up with an exploder suplex. Then we got Brian Keith, and it was like, yeah, like let's finish him off once and for all, Bill. Which he probably said exactly in that voice, and it just keeps getting better and better with my impersonation of Brian Keith when he's like, pay the damn price. But that's where he then hit a strike onto him right to the upper left corner in his own corner, like of Dante, like talk about insult to injury. Then there he threw him right to Big Bill's corner, hits a big boot. Then he brings Darius Martin back down. That's where then we got Big Bill hits his very iconic choke slam, like of his own arsenal, I guess you could say, for the 1-2-3, with him giving a deafening spooky stare right in the camera because they wanted to take those AEW World Tag Titles. Which his reasoning why he wants to do it is because he lost the titles, even though he got pinfall and he never got a rematch opportunity, which I believe AEW don't believe in automatic rematches unless it's for a good reason. But yeah, and he made sure that AEW made sure to dig deeper right back at the other company for taking shots onto them, because since they have Big Bill's former tag partner on that company, which Big Bill used to work for, which was a different name by using the term big, because he is a 7-foot big jack, I'll say, intimidating individual. But it's where then we got him saying it's where then Big Bill's like, we're gonna take those tag titles home, and this is where then Big Bill's like, and we're also gonna backhand you, and yeah, they became the number one contender for the AEW Tag Team Championships. And who do you think's gonna walk out of Philadelphia? Which I prefer not to mention them by name because they're starting to attempt SNA to put them on the list of the worst cities of the United States, even though it's kind of in a biased manner. The reason why I'm gonna put him on there, I'll say biased and egotistical, I guess you could say. But it's my opinion, like that. I think of the city, like which one day maybe get off the list, like, or at least the tempting side of the list, or a questionable or considerable, whatever you want to put into the I should put on the list. I'm just gonna put it on there anyways. But it's weird. We got Layla Gray, and was looked very devastated. Like if one of them just died, luckily that did not happen. That was probably the good thing about it, because we all know wrestling's not gonna kill you, which that's one thing that's guaranteed on. But anyway, this is where we got. We got Leo Rush and Action Andretti then came into the ring. This is where they went directly face. They're trying to go face to, or try to at least ambush the top flight. But this is where AR Fox then came out of the blues. Oh no, you don't. You better think twice, because you attacked me, and you decide to think I'm not gonna do nothing about it. I'm not gonna back up my kayfabe brothers, like Mr. Dante and Mr. Darius, which I'm not sure why I've been a little proper by referring them as their first names, which most people don't do that these days no more. But this is where we got. But that's where we saw we shift gears, with Adam Cole, baby. Then ends up they show him his match against Daniel Garcia back last week, with them like with this, their match ended up in a time limit draw, if I'm mistaken. This is where they show that up next they will be going face to face, and yeah, I can this and let's say this was another match that happened to be like announced for AEW Dynasty, like which I'm just gonna get to that far. But yeah, like I'm so excited about the Learning Tree taking on the Hurt Syndicates with something that that's probably one of my tag team AEW dreams, I guess you could say, of watching, like which I hope I get a chance to watch it and make a review podcast on about it, which I'm gonna be showing all my fanboy stuff. Like, yeah, like this happened, like just like the Outrunners and the Hurt Syndicate when they did a little teaser at the Revolution pay-per-view. Hopefully we'll get something similar to that, if not better, a little bit better, like just to show that the Hurt Syndicate can have a really great match with anybody, just like the CEO Mercedes Moné came like as TBS champion, which they're probably like the male tag team versions. But yeah. Let me know what's your thoughts on the AEW Dynasty on who you think is going to be winning their respective matches. But this is where we got before we got the face-to-face segment between Adam Cole Bebe and Daniel Garcia. This is where we got Lexi Nair like caught up with what's her name, Jamie Hayter. Like since that Queen Amina is not going to be the one that's going to fight her in the main event, it will be actually the young Billy Starks. Like that is going to be the substitute. And this is where then This is where then we got what's her name, Lexi Nair then asked some questions like how it feels to be back here in AEW. This is where Jamie Hayter's like, yeah, like this is where she's like, yeah, it feels very great now I'm back. Thank you, Lexi, because yeah, she's more of a very I'll say more of a very cool backstage reporter. Like nothing against the remarkable Renee or maybe so. But anyway, this is where we got and Jamie Hayter's yeah, like we're in the main event tonight. Like, is this another Saturday night to me? Like, that's who you are. Like, I am very excited for being a young, like Billy Starks. Like, oh, like it just feels something in me. Like, it just give me that fire in me. Like, yeah, like she got she got a lot of fire in herself. But But and this was like, and one thing I got to hand to the young star in the former ROH TV women's TV champion, like that, like she once somebody knocks her out, she gets right back up. And you know what I really respect that about her. Like she's like, Billy, like I don't want you to get. But here's one thing which I'm glad that what's her name, Jamie Hayter, set her straight. She's like, don't get respect like mixed up with mercy. That's what she said. Because if you step up to me, step up by me, especially in the tournament, I don't expect me not to defend myself and hit you right back and send you right down on your ass. That's what you basically. And this is where Jamie Hayter there's not gonna be no hesitation, and there's not gonna be no second chances, no second thinking. So if I were you, I'll be more smarter, or find one the hard way, and it's gonna be your choice, But before I leave, one more thing, Lexi. I know the couple of girls that are putting their names on that hat. And try to ravel themselves in the entry of being in the Owen Hart Cup tournament. And yeah, and now she mentioned it, I was like, yeah, definitely, why don't you just look at the likes of the CEO Mercedes Moné and Billy Starks being confirmed as being part of the Owen Hart Cup's women's tournament. And yeah, and we also heard that Jay White's gonna be in the men's version, and yeah, it's gonna be very intriguing this year for sure. Who's gonna get a shot at the both AEW men's and women's championship this year? But it's where it was so you know what? I'm gonna do that tonight myself. I will be entering. You know what, Lexi? I think this will be very fitting. That I will return and All In last year, but this year, I'm gonna leave as the champion in All In. Even though I'm not gonna be in my home country, but it'll be the next best thing in Texas. And this is where they advertised it, but it's where we got Adam Cole. Then he came out with his Undisputed Kingdom boys, which never gets old of looking at because these guys are very awesome. No matter how older they get, even though they're probably damn near 40, but it don't matter. One thing for sure, I've learned from a couple of friends that told me this this old saying, like which it says, which it has something to do with like age shouldn't have nothing to do with anything what goes in life, and that is age is nothing but a number. That's what the phrase that they say. But it's where Adam Colden. But anyway, this is where we got once he saw Adam Cole saw Daniel Garcia and his kayfabe stepfather, what's his name, Matt Menard, then came out to the ring to go face to face with the Undisputed Kingdom. This is where then Adam Cole, like, Danny, listen, I know like that the tensions have been very high, like between the two of us, but I want to leave something crystal clear, like before, like I ask for this request, like I respect the hell out of you, Daniel. And this is where then from the past two matches that we had, they've been the toughest in my career here in AEW. Like he's like, when I say that you are the future of all elite wrestling, I mean that in my soul. Like these people believe that too as well. And that's where fans start clapping. And like, yeah, you are a fighting champion. And this is where it's like when I challenge you for that TNT championship, like, I never got the job done. Like, it was because of that stupid time limit. Like, but like neither did you either. Neither did you two people. This was like, and as a fighting champion, like that makes you. And then, like, and even like, and that must not been fair for you, Daniel, to prove that you are a fighting champion, and that just makes you sick to your stomach. Like, you shouldn't be sleeping that night. Like, since you couldn't, that you can. Like, beating Adam Cole, baby. At least you're a counter. You want to change that, and he's like, and you want to change that for sure. Like, I definitely know that I want to change it, and I believe this kind of offended, Daniel, because this is where he started giving him a very odd square, but it's where then until he said that like he wants to be but until he explained what he mean by that is where he starts doing like, okay, that makes sense. Is where like we don't want to end this in a draw on the tie. Like in this business, that's not what it's all about. Like it's all about competition. It's all about like who's gonna be who's the better alpha male, especially when it comes to championship gold. You like and then there's gonna be only one man that's gonna win and finally gonna win this war for the TNT championship. And damn it, it's me. And that's what Adam Cole said onto this promo. This where then the former Ring of Honor champion said, like you and I both, and you and I and these people all around the world knows that Daniel Garcia like needs to finish his fight with me. And this is where Daniel Garcia nods his head like, yeah, you were absolutely correct. This is where Daniel Garcia, like, Adam, I totally also appreciate the work. Like, now I agree with a lot of things we said. Like I've been with this. I've been like battling with you for 2 months straight now. Like as much as the pleasure's been testing my honor, like against one of the absolute best wrestlers in this business, truly. Like I'm getting a little frustrated of eating in my head that it's saying that I cannot beat you. And then this is where then Daniel Garcia look at Matt Menard, but him grabbing onto the microphone. This is where then this was like, Danny, like you are the TNT champion. Does that even matter? Like if you need to beat Adam to prove that you are the best. And that's where the Matt Menard was like, and he was like, yo, like y'all trying to sound offensive, but how many opportunities that this guy's gonna get? Yeah, but you point out that he got plenty of title opportunities, even for the world championship, and he still failed to succeed. Like that's then but somewhere in the future we could see otherwise. Like he could be world champion, he could be a Grand Slam champion in AEW. I sure hope he does be that championship in the Jacksonville-based promotion, like before he hangs up his boots for good. But this is where we got this is what Matt Menard said, yeah. And this is where but if anybody's job to beat, the only person that needed to have a job, and that was Adam Cole, and that was to beat you, but he didn't do it, didn't he? And this is where Daniel Garcia is like, yeah, like, you know what? This is what Roderick Strong's looked like about to turn into the heel version of himself when he was the kingdom, like when he was trying to beg Adam Cole back to be his friend, which it was very creepy, but this where he shouted out. Luckily, like it was not that much, not anything was crazy was saying, because he started saying plenty of respectful things about the young 26-year-old. But before I get into more details onto that, I want to point out like that. What's his name? Roderick Strong. Then South Daniel, which I was about to be fighting. I was like considering what faction his wife's teaming with, and like I wouldn't be surprised if she tried to offer him some of that disgusting water and even join the Death Riders. But that's different. Here's what Roderick Strong was like yeah. Like just like Adam said, like you are indeed the future of AEW. And I'm not saying this because he's my best friend and whatnot. Like, but I was like, yeah, like true. Like, yeah, being best friends one thing, but speaking factual about like somebody like that has potential, like is totally like something that's needed to be pointed out and be realized and acknowledged. Not to mention, which that's I basically said in different terms. But it's like like as good as you are, like you're just not quite there yet. But this is where Matt Menard took offense. This is where it's like not there. Well, excuse me, like how you know about being there yet? Like you haven't been there yet. And this is where Roderick Strong took offense back. And he started arguing right back. And this is where Colorado was like you better watch it. You better watch your tone while you talk. This is where Matt Menard was like, oh what? Like y'all have a problem with me? Like we can handle this right now. Like even though I don't have my brother Angelo with me, but I still could take you out all by myself. And then this is where Daniel got all right, that's enough. Like that's enough. Like already for you guys. Like I have enough with all the noise. Like I have enough with the distraction that said Daniel Garcia. Like with him reacting to this unnecessary argument. That's where then he just got to the point saying like April 6th he wants this match to be official along with Adam Cole, like which they done turned up that had been announced. This was like, but we're gonna be doing this fair. Like Kyle, you're not gonna be out there. Like you're not gonna be out there too, Roddy. Which it may sound like if he's gonna be unfair, but he been fair when he turned around and seen this kayfabe stepdad by saying like, and Matt, like with all the love and respect to you, like you're not gonna be out there. This is when Matt Menard's like, okay, as you wish. Like just to prove your point that you are a champion, like I can respect that. This is where he gave a nod to. This is where the Daniel Garcia is like, yeah, at AEW Dynasty, there's nobody gonna be at ringside. There's gonna be no time limit. Like it's gonna be Adam Cole versus Daniel Garcia for the TNT Championship. No, one last time. No, there will be no. And this was like, there won't be no time limits. There will be no reasons or excuses like why the other wins or lose. Like, and there will indeed be a winner by pinfall, and you're sure as hell looking at him. And that's where it dropped the microphone. Hold on to the TNT Championship. There's Daniel Garcia, I guess, stand up tall, winning the promo battle between him and Adam Cole, but also the feature, like on Adam Cole's side, it was Colorado Roderick Strong of the Undisputed Kingdom, while Matt Menard was in Daniel Garcia's side. And who do you think is going to win this TNT Championship match? Which this was the other match, which is probably the brother of the TBS Championship. Which the one thing I probably like about like the show, like, is because of like them announcing these championship matches, like the TNT, TBS, and the Tag Team Championship. Which that makes my I guess you could say my fandom with AEW even more higher than ever, which I'm very intrigued about Dynasty. Hopefully I'll make a review onto that and also watch it as well, and I'll tell you like what's going to be like the outcomes of the matches, like and what transpired and concluded. But yeah, this was a very impressive a segment, like which I gotta give it like probably a golden trophy of the best segment of the night. But this is where we got a backstage worst segment of the night, where was some very awful words from Billy Starks and her trainer, which she was a terrible which was probably which the CEO might be right about, which she don't even know her own craft. But besides, she was trying to pretend to be something that she's not, and that was the guy that used to been all about the the hustle and the loyalty and the respect, which he has none of that. But still, like, that doesn't mean that she should take the gimmick just because you have a spinner's belt, like of the version of the Ring of Honor Women's Championship. But yeah. Like, and just because he was in the Up Down Down YouTube channel by that guy in the other company by doing this thing, like just because our former colleagues, one the manager, what's that little GM battle, like when having John Cena win the Royal Rumble, like I just mentioned by name. Oops, my bad. But yeah, she started doing his former pose that he used to do, like when he was his freestyling. I'll say sugar iced tea kind of character persona, like with him doing the freestyling and rapping, like basically being the doctor of it, like when she did like this. I was like, yeah, that didn't even make her look like it. But even though she didn't do that, but this is where she gave a big, annoying, loudest shout out to the CEO by saying her name, Mercedes. I was like, ugh, it's so ugly in the way she said, like, ugh, the nightmare, the horror. I think I'm about to melt just because she said it so loud. But this is where then I'm like, gee, freaking wizards. But this is where this is where then we got Billy Stark, like, yeah, like this, like it was pretty good, but still off. But like, yeah, like. Well, that's their problem. And this is where she was like, yeah, it's so annoying when she does it, which that sounds very, very hypocritical, like for Athena to say about that to the CEO. And she's definitely going to be paying that damn price in the city that I don't really want to talk about. But AEW, for some reason, wants to go there for dynasty's sake. But anyways, this is where we got... That's where the two like and this where then that's where we got a thing to say I'm gonna do one better when it was not even better than when she shouted out the CEO's first name. But this where then she said like listen, Mercedes, you're nothing but a passive aggressive. I cannot say it. Like I'm gonna say the spelling version, even though she said it the way to see, but. This is what she called her, a passive aggressive biscuit iced tea chicken hotcakes, which which your boy SNA thinks otherwise, like because who does she call a passive aggressive when she's being the one that's being it right now? Like she does not know what the definition of that. If it whacked her upside the head with that spinner's belt, which somebody needs to do immediately. Hopefully the CEO does that at Dynasty. But anyway, even though that kind of sounds self-absorbed right there, but you got to understand. But anyways. And this is what she was like, how did that knockout feel? She was like it felt pretty great for me. Like, and I believe even Aubrey said like my knockouts were great before, which I believe she nearly poisoned her like back 2.5 years ago, which I feel bad for the female referee. Onto that note, but this is where we got this is where it's like keep that, and this is where then. And this is where she had a nerve to claim that the CEO said her name, but she didn't. This is where she took a page out of Will Smith's playbook, saying like, "Keep my." He said my wife's name, but but in her case, she said, "Keep my name out." Like you know what? No, like not keep my minion's name out your mouth. Like, which I'll say, yeah, she is a minion, and no, I'm not talking about the Despicable Me. But it's where then she like at least like, as a matter of fact, I think the Minions could wrestle better than Billy. Like, and I believe the CEO would probably think it's the same thing. But that's a different video for a different day to discuss about. But this is where we got. This is where then what's her name? Then Athena went from being passive aggressive to being what they call being sarcastic to the CEO by saying like, yeah, you are inspiration. Like, and I'm gonna do the same thing. But let's get out of real business. Like you don't even know what that is, which she sounds very, 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 very insulting because like how dare she talks like that to her? But this is where we got. This is the AEW fans all around the world. Like it's just like the forever Ring of Honor Women's Championship. I'm like, hopefully that she does lose that Ring of Honor Championship. Like because yeah, she is definitely not going to be taking the TBS championship because where the hell has she been in AEW program? It's probably been since 2023, the last time I saw the War Goddess in any show. But it's where she called her an overlord fallen goddess, which I'll say, yeah, like she is, but not in the hero's welcome way. But it's where this was like, this is what she was like, yeah, it's very visually, Ian. This was like, and I'm gonna be in the Owen Hart Cup Foundation tournament, which she did not also confirm that they will be fighting, but they're gonna be in the Owen Hart Foundation tournament. Maybe I could be wrong here. Maybe that looked like it is gonna be a championship because they did no confirmation. Like they were just talking about the Owen Hart Cup Foundation tournament, like to see who's gonna be the AEW Women's World Champion, which I would say, like, this is probably going to lead up into an all-in match. Like, maybe we could see Athena and Monet could fight at the Owen Hart Cup tournament, which they could cost each other a shot at the of winning the AEW Women's World Championship. Then they could do like a winner takes all match at the show. Even though as much as I would like to see the main event that show, like given one, there'll be probably the two first ever African American females to do so, and second of all, Athena's from there. But now that she's talking trash and messing with the CEO, which something that you don't do, that's the violation onto the on the AEW's made up rule page and on SNA's as well. Like you never do that, like, or else there will be some prices to pay and probably some repercussions. Even though you have not messed with Super Ninja Austin, but like you mess with one of his favorite wrestlers. But anyways, this is where we got. That's where Athena said, but now the subject of the CEO, this is where she was like, you got a match against Jamie Hayter tonight, and it's gonna be in the main event. I'm so proud of you. Like if she's her mother, which that would probably be highly illogical if that was really the case, unless if she adopted her. Hopefully, I don't sound offensive when I say that. Like, unless if it belongs to, I can't say nothing else. Like, or else I believe, like Mr. Athena probably would not like it when the assassin talks like that to him and her wife. Like, well, I was about to say the opposite of wife, but that's where we got Athena was like, look at you go, like you got your former AEW women, you got a match against the former AEW Women's World Champion, Jamie Hayter. This is what she was like, I'm going to make you proud, and I promise I won't mess this up, which I would say the complete opposite, and I was very happy that the opposite really did happen onto that match. But it's where we got next up, we got the match between Uncle Dax the Axe taking on Willa Yuta, which this match was, the silver trophy of the night. It was almost show stealing, though, however, but it ties with Jay White versus Kevin Knight and Mercedes Moné taking on Robin Renegade, because that was really that dang tremendous. But it's where then we got. Here's where they start going for what's that grapple grab. This is where then we got Willa Yuta was trying to go for cow. This is where fans are about, boo, you suck, Willer. This is where then Dax the Axe, like you can't really argue with the crowd right now. This is where then we got this is where we got what's his name? This is where we got Willa Yuta to start going for knees right into the midsection. Then we got this is where we go for a knife edge chop by the what's it called, the Death Riders, like or 1/5 of the Death Riders today. This is where then we try to throw Uncle Dax the Axe, like you'll never end us. This is where then Uncle Dax the Axe, like, oh, you want to bet? This is where he throws him right to the corner, but he ends up getting drop kicked, followed up with a body slam, but he gets kicked right to his face by Uncle Dax the Axe. He headlock slams him. This is where, but he ends up getting triangle locked by by Willa Yuta. This is where he goes for a headlock slam. This is where he tries to go for a pin. But this is where we got what's his name? Willa Yuta try to go for what's a headlock slam. But this is where we got. This is where they showed like Spring Break will be in the Spring Breaking edition of Dynamite on April. On both April 16th and 17th will indeed be in probably the second best city of the United States next to Kansas City, that being probably Boston, I guess you could say. Yeah, I'll say second, maybe the third. I don't know, like whoever that came in second, maybe I should add second place, because whoever that came from Boston, it became very fantastic and phenomenal. Whether if it's basketball or wrestling, they know how to bring entertainment, put E in the entertainment, I should say. Put the E in entertainment, let me rephrase that. Yeah, and they're very cool as well, not to mention. But anyways, this is where we got what's the name? Willa Yuta then goes for a sliding duck out of the left corner side. Is where we got what's his name? Willa Yuta go for what's they called what's that, like some kind of what's that called? A double chicken wing maneuver. But Uncle Dax DX trips him right over in the counter, like with his own legs. This is where then he tried to go for his idol's finishing maneuver, like, or his childhood idol, I should say, which is Bret the Hitman Hart. Try to go for a sharpshooter, but only for Mr. Yuta to get back up, and then that's where he try to get up like if he's a certain dead man. But that's where he gets booted right into the face. Is where we got the axe. Then try to go for knife edge chops. This is where then we got going for them chops repeatedly. But this is where we got Willie. You try to go for chop, but it was weak compared to Uncle Dax Dag because he's the reigning defending champ of the ring. Janet Rao's list of enviness. Like, and this is where then he started hitting chops after chops after chops. This is where then he try to go for what they call a wrist lock. Then we try to go for a hip toss. Then this is where we got Willie Yuta try to go for what they call like try to roll out of the ring, try to say like forget it, like forget this, like I'm not I'm not gonna be finishing this match with him being a coward. Like I'm trying to take the coward's way out, but this is where we got Uncle Daxie like, no, now on my watch. This is where he hit the suicide dive on him, but this is where he ends up getting thrown right into Barry's tombstone and right into Simon Steel steps, hitting like probably left arm first. Like this is where he's holding on to it, which he probably got hurt the most. This is where then Willie Yuta turned from being say a little weasel from being a big full-length shark, maybe bigger than a 7-foot whale that's over in the gorilla position with Anthony Khan. This is where, he turned to that because he smelled blood, like, was leaking out. And this is where he started attacking the arm of Uncle Dax DX, starts kneeing it and starts slamming it with his own knee. Right, first, it was on the Simon Steel step. Then he upgraded literally and figuratively, like, right into the upper right corner of the turnbuckle. Then try to follow that up with a suplex. But then this is where we got Willie Yuta try to go for that maneuver, but only for him to get immediately countered by the man that's full with axes. There's where he's like, my shoulder, like, come on, like, get, like, show some strength. This is where then we got, but this is where we got a partial powerful force in all of pro wrestling came on because, it was right into the middle of the break period time. But once we got done with the adverts, this is where we got Willie Yuta trying to come back here, but this is where he ends up getting dragon screwed right into the middle ropes. Which if it was any other day, I'll probably feel bad for Yuta. But the thing is, like, Yuta is not someone that you should be feeling bad because he made a choice to join those guys that love to brainwash you with their this disgusting toxic water. I bet Willie Yuta like not only drinks the water, but he probably bathes in it, washes hands with it, and I guess you could say cook with. I guess you could say cook with very disgusting toxic liquids like that. Ugh. Like how could he live with himself into this way? But it's where we got like a what they call it, like a ring post version of a figure 4 leg lock. But this is where Willie Yuta was like, stop it, like let go. This is where Dax DX was like, not until you say you give up. This is where he's like, I don't give up. This is where he's like, I don't give up. Like not even out here. This is where then this is where the referee's like, all right, like, can you please like just do it in the ring? This is where Uncle Daxie asked for them, got convinced and stopped him, tried to go in the ring, but he ends up getting kick boot right, shoulder first, right into the ring post. Is where we got Willie Yuta try to go up right on the top rope. But this is where try to hit an avalanche suplex maneuver onto Dax. But this is where Uncle Dax the Axe counter, try to go for a back suplex. Then he tried attempt to go for that maneuver, but this is where he ends up getting. But that's where it almost ends up getting countered, but luckily Uncle Daxie Axe persevere. He just keep on trying to keep going for a suplex, which he ends up doing. So this is where he's like, I need to go and try to go for a pin, but this is where Uncle Daxie Axe was like, but my shoulder's so damn in pain right now. This is where we got Uncle Daxie try to go for a guaranteed sharpshooter. Unfortunately, before he can even attempt to go for the maneuver, he tripped him right over. Then we got Willie Yuta ends up trying to go for incredible to ropes. Right before he get it, they're gonna try to go for that. I go for that dragon, that dragon's bridge submission move. I try to grab onto to what's his name, Uncle Dax DX's arms into into a double chicken wing position. But that's where I got Uncle Dax hit a big old right hand, only for Wheeler Yuta to springboard flip right to the right to the back inside the ring, hits a Duncan German suplex onto Uncle Dax DX. But this is where he kicks out 2.6. This is where he try to go for that bridging modified submission. A bridging modified submission hold, but it's where Dax DX is like I'm not surrendering. This is where then we got Uncle Dax Jackson hits a submission of his very own, which was a guaranteed, like from his idol, the Hitman, only for it to get until we get right into the top corner ropes. This is where the referee's like, I hate to break it to you. He have his hand on the ropes. This is where the referee's like, you better stop or else 1, 2, 3, right, going for a count until we got the 4. This is where we got somehow Wheeler Yuta then traps Dax DX right in the top corner side, hits this very I'll say what this called like a prison chambered modified version of a what's that called a crucifix bomb or roll up, which is kind of the most devastating move in all the pro wrestling. But Wheeler Yuta ends up getting the 1 and the 2, amazingly 3 for the victory. Uncle Dax couldn't believe it. This is where Uncle Dax like, this cannot be. And this is where we got Wheeler Yuta start then left with his tag partner Claudio Castagnoli. This is where he's like, this is where he try to go for a hug to Claudio. This is where he gets a side hug. He's like, hey, I'm very proud of you, man, but we still got work to do. Like with him taking care of Cope, but leave a little piece of him for next Sunday. And who do you think is gonna probably get the upper hand advantage on the road to AEW Dynasty? Do you think it's gonna be the Radar Superstar or the Swiss Cyborg? Which I assume it will be the Radar Superstar. Cope has hope. He has hope on this time, but it's probably gonna lead up in what's that tricky, infamous statistic. Like if he wins and gets the upper hand, that means it's gonna probably be the complete opposite in the pay-per-view. But this is where then we got. This is where Uncle Dax DX start going off in the referee's like, he didn't completely put me down on the mat. This is where then we got Nigel McGinn. He's completely losing his mind. Well, I wouldn't say go that far, but he has been acting a bit different lately ever since that he let his opportunity to win the tag team title get the better of it. Then when the referee's like, I am the damn official. I ain't carrying the care. That's not what I saw when your hands were on the mat. This is where Dax DX but the thing is, you didn't didn't do it like how a referee did. This is where he started trying to grab onto his referee shirt. This is where until he survived, whoa, he's actually grabbing on the referee. This is where Uncle Dax has let the temper to get better. You better not hit me or you get a fine. This is where Uncle Dax DX I don't care if I get 2 fines for this. It'll be all worth it for you not doing your damn job. And I was like, well, you can't really argue about the fact and feel Uncle Dax DX's pain. I wouldn't say he got screwed, but at the same time, it was a big misunderstanding. With him, getting count. Maybe this count was a bit too fast. The way the referee counted. Or maybe even, or maybe was it that? He kicked out right before he hit 3. I don't know. But either way, maybe the referee should have been paying attention on no matter what it is, whether if it's the counting or going fast or whatever. But this is where then we got that's where it's don't touch me. This is where security try to come in and try to escort him out. This is where they start getting strikes, which the commentators say, that's a guaranteed what's it called, a suspension or a fine or even both. That's where then his brother Cash the Flash tried to come in to calm him down, but he got him confused with a security guard because he was wearing all black. But the thing is, he was wearing a tank top with their logo on. So he pushes them off. This is where Uncle Dax like, what is the matter with you? Like, I was trying to calm you down. That's where Uncle Dax like, oh my God, like, I apologize. This is where Uncle Dax like, you better get your act together. Like, I understand that you're upset, but don't take it out on someone that's somebody that's like a brother to you. This is where then he walked right out of the ring. This is where he's like, all right, I'm done. Like, and this is where Uncle Dax acts like it was a mistake. Like, I didn't mean to attack you, which I'll say maybe he's telling the truth in that way he put it. He did not know until the last minute, but let's move on to the next slide. Like, and what are your thoughts on this? Do you think there's a tease that we could be seeing, like Uncle Dax DX could turn on Cope like at Dynasty, like or any time like after their match, like for the trios titles against the Death Riders? Let me know in the comment section right down below. But that's where we got Lexi Nair start questioning the patriarchy, saying with them saying like they like put two and two together, saying like for the past week or so, like y'all been hanging around with each other like without Christian Cage. Like, can you care to explain that? Before he gets done, this is where we got Leo Rush was like what's it? What he's called? He called Nicholas Wayne. He's like Nick, like you need to go get your boy AR Fox. But somebody must have not told Leo that he no longer associates with AR Fox. This is where Nick Wayne tried to give a reminder saying like he's dead to him. Like he don't have anything to do with him no more. And that's where it's like I understand. It is where it's like, and I don't understand why you're asking me when we're already done. Like, we're no longer friends. Like, our business away far in the past. There's no extra trades like your past is creeping on us in the present. Like, if it's the ghost of the Christmas past, present, and future of the Christmas tale or Christmas Carol. Yeah, this is like. This is Nicholas Wayne's like you're just mad because you just cannot get the job done like how the patriarchy. Like, if you're asking me, like. I understand why asking me this. It's where they do like, and it's like, and he's like, and this where they would not take this confirmation as an answer from Nicholas Wayne by saying like, if AR Fox gets involved in our business, like we're gonna be coming after you as well along with him, like on top of what they're doing with the Top Flight, right? But yeah, but what are your thoughts onto this? And do you think this is a little teaser of a Nick Wayne babyface turn? Which I don't think that's going to be happening. I think it's going to be the other way around with Christian Cage could be babyface. Even though I'm not sure if I should trust this guy. Maybe that would be the new gimmick because like maybe he is the good guy, but I'm not sure like what he's going to say to the guys that are like your boy SNA. That's more heelish. Like which they'll probably be making fun of. Well, you already guessed the rest, I guess you could say. But this is where we got Hologram that got into action against Blake Christian, which I believe is the same guy. Like this, was the same guy that Kenny Omega fought like 3 days ago at AEW Dynamite. And this is where then Antonio Schiavone then pointed out that Blake Christian debuted like 36 weeks ago. Was it? Oh no, was it? Oh, no, it was a hologram. It was a hologram that was a 21-0 undefeated winning streaks. Like, which let's say you already guessed he got 22nd. He made a debut 36 weeks ago, like half a year ago, back in the end of 2024. That's where we got some technical and high flying, high cartwheel stuff maneuvers. But it's where we got hologram like that dodged over Blake Christian when he Irish opened the bottom left side. That is where Blake Christian then started going for handstand cartwheel like of his own. This is where we got. This is where we got They just start going for wheelbarrow roll-ups, even the reverse version. But it's where you always keep getting like one evens or 1.1s or 1.5. This is where they start going for kip-up flips. This is where then we got. This is where then they start. That's where they stand up right into face to face until Hologram brought what's the name down. Blake Christian, but until he tried to knock him right to the into the left side on the way out. But this is where we got Blake Christian try to go for a dive on him. But this is where he gets slide ducked by Hologram. This is where he leap dodges. But he means he gets super kick right into the face. This is where we got. This is where Blake Christian tried to go for a moonsault, but this is where we got Hologram going for a super kick right after he dodged out of the way. This is where we got. This is where we got Hologram and going up and try to go take flight, try to go for a foot stomp, but he ends up getting meted right with some of the steel steps in the upper left side. This is where we got the partial powerful force and all of pro wrestling came on, and it was none other than the picture-in-picture break. And once we got done with the adverts, well, it was which I believe the partial turned to fully. This is where we got what's name was on top. Blake Christian hits a springboard 450 splash right off the upper left corner's ropes. This is where then we got him got a 1, he got a 2, but he only got a 2.9 if I'm mistaken. But this is where we got Blake Christian like, why so close? Like yet so far. And this is where then he started shoving the back of the head of Hologram, started calling him a couple names. He's like Hologram, like that's your real name. Like you're nothing but a pet and a pest. And this is where then he blew off his hand. This is where he ends up getting roundhouse kicked. This is where Hologram told him back saying like, who you calling the pest and pet now? This is where he ends up getting super kicked right after he gets blocked with a right hand punch by Blake Christian. This is where he runs right to the right corner side. This is where he tried to go for a flying neck breaker, but this is where he ends up hitting a power slam onto him. Then he flips right over. This is where he's like, and this is for you people in Milwaukee, try to go for a spin moonsault. This is where everybody started booing him. This is where then we got Hologram. Then got back up, ducked out of his clothesline, went right to the bottom corner slide. This is where then he hits a what they call a Spanish fly maneuver. Yeah, a high flying Spanish fly. This is where he picks him up, hits the spinning version of a blue thunder bomb, like which some might say is it's pretty much that, but I call it the hollow. I guess you call it the blue hollow bomb. That's where it gives them the 1, 2, 3. However, unlike the blue thunder bomb, but that's where we got a backstage interview with Lexi Nair, having special guests of the likes of Thunder Rosa and Kristen Statlander, which that was probably which they're probably going to be forming some kind of a short-term tag team, like how Timeless, Tony Storm, and Thunder Rosa. Except it's probably more long-term, like compared to Thunder Rosa's partnership with Tony. At least as the Timeless one, of course, but. Before I get into that, I want to ask you, who do you think should be doing the honors of breaking the undefeated streak of a Hologram down the road? Let me know down in the comment section right down below. I want to get y'all's opinions on that matter. But this is where we got Lexi Nair was like, yeah, but this is where then but not only that Thunder Rosa and Kristen Statlander are gonna be known as like partners. But they also were announced that they're going to be part of the Owen Hart Cup tournament. More women that's going to be entering, which I wonder how many women that entered so far. First, it was Billy Starks, then Mercedes Moné, then what's her name? Jamie Hayter, Athena, Kristen Statlander, and Thunder Rosa. Now they probably only need like 2 more women to join, and now it will be completely with like an all-star, like main event level caliber, I'll say Owen Hart Cup tournament. But what about the men's? Only thing we heard probably Jay White and who else? That joint Hangman Adam Page and who else? Jay White, Hangman Adam Page, and somebody else that there was a third person that is going to be. Oh yeah, Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay is going to be a part of this Owen Hart Cup tournament. And who do you think is going to be next? Who's going to be the other 5 on the men's, and who's going to be the other 2 on the women? Let me know down in the comment section right down below. But that's what Chris is like. Last year, I was a completely different person in a much different place, like with me being a backstabbing bad friend. But now, but at the same time, I still have the same goals to get. And for every woman in this tournament and in the locker room, not to mention, I promise you, I can't stop the steps. And this is what Thunder Rosa's okay, Kristen, before we get high up in your heels, you're gonna be facing me first. And you know I love your work and I totally respect you a lot. This is where she's like, but like I told Tony Storm last Wednesday, I never lost the AEW Women's World Championship, with something I totally forgot to tell you guys, along with with time was Tony Storm I want their new partnership name be known as Thunder TITs, double T's, which that kind of sounds very very, very, very more, I'll say, frightening, if that's the right term. Maybe for me it's frightening. I don't know what to say about any of you all, but this is where Thunder Rosa then continues saying, believe me when I say this, I will crawl, and I to be I will that cup trophy will be above my head. This is where it looked like this is where Kristen Statlander took offense in personal matters into what the Thunder Rosa said, which I was wondering why she's taking this way too personal, because we all know that she's probably not going to be the one that's going to win, just like Billy. Given that, what kind of women that's going to be in this tournament, which I'm going to get into in a later video in another day. But this is where Kristen Statlander, because they're if you're going to be facing me, this is Thunder Rosa's okay, Mama Tita, I'll see you, and I will see you there. This is where they shook hands with each other, looking friendly now, but when again the ring is going to be looking mean. And I hope that Thunder Rosa does win. Hopefully that she has an idea of bringing justice for your favorite Super Ninja Assassin, since that she's friends with Simon, which Simon's also friends with your boy SNA. Maybe she could do me a favor. I'm not trying to sound like that chick magnet guy that's asking favors from his former managers. But yeah, I would like to have a favor that to happen. But I'll probably have to owe the Meta a favor, which I'm not sure what will be the favor. Maybe an opportunity for a championship, maybe main eventing All In our home state of Texas, I guess you could say. I don't know. With her, and maybe with her winning matches and probably winning back her women's championship that she never lost, and also main event in her own state, I guess I should say. But it's where they went off their separate ways. This is gonna be good. This is where we got. What's her name? This is where we got Lexi Nair start shaking her head out of hilariousness, but you could blame the most professional and the most remarkable backstage reporter more than Renee is, and that is Lexi, or more likely. I believe that the commentator called her the lovely Lexi Nair, which I believe Big Bill also calls her for obvious reasons as well, which I wouldn't even blame the 7-footer for doing so, because, she's more considerate for others and not for herself, and call herself remarkable when it's the complete opposite. But this is where we heard that this Wednesday we will be seeing the brackets of both the men's and women's Owen Hart Cup tournament. I can hardly wait for this Wednesday to see what's been revealed. But anyways, this is where we got the Colt that has hope. So the Colt that has hope will be taking on Claudio Castagnoli, along with timeless Tony Storm taking on Penelope Ford, because she attacked her earlier, and Claudio challenge him into a fight, and their trios match, probably days, which is days before the event. But but this is where we get the main event match, which is probably get the bronze trophy, because not because of Jamie Hayter and what the girl that she was in the ring with, but Jamie Hayter showed that don't get respect, confused with what else, what was that, with Mercy, that's what she said, which who could blame her for saying that, this is where we got what's her name, I believe, started the slap war, Billy Starks, because she's the troublemaking kid, just loved the not keep her hands to herself. This is where then she tries to, but this is where Jamie Hayter said, I will fight back and hit you right back, which who could blame Jamie for saying that. But this is where we got Billy Starks going for a sunset flip like pin, but this is where it was not enough to put her away. This is where she goes for a roundhouse kick. This is where we got her grabbing on the back of her head, like, ow, like, what was that for? Which, yeah, like, she didn't need to hit that hard. Maybe, like, she needs to go back to a wrestling school that she just came from, like, because, yeah, like the CEO said, like, she's nowhere in a level to be in the women's main event level and become the women's championship. But, yeah, this is where we got Billy Starks go for a boot right to the face onto Jamie Hayter, but this is where she springboard flip, hits an enziguri. This is where then we got what's her name? Billy Starks go for the top rope. This is where we got Jamie Hayter flips her right off, hits her back first hard. This is where we got Jamie Hayter wait for her to get back up. She hits a missile drop kick, hit her very hard. This is where she was like somebody had to step up and prove to this young rookie kid wrong. And then this is where. And she was like, and one thing that Mercedes Moné got right, and she was like, and that is like someone needs to put this kid in her place, which she did a half decent job, which I would not sure if I would agree with Jamie on to saying it was a 50% job when it was a full 100, like all her all her stylist outfits, of course. But anyways, this is where we got Jamie Hayter to start attacking Billy Starks all around the turnbuckles, like while the partial powerful force in all of pro wrestling was on, which this was giving your boy SNA a field day. But this is where, once the partial adverse came on, this is where we got Billy Starks was back in control, hit her to a seat up, and then brought her back in the ring, hit her with a move, which happened so quick because the partial powerful force came off the air. This is where then we only got a 2.5, like a generic quarterback would call. This is where we got Jamie Hayter was not taking any kind of 3 counts for an answer. And this is where we got. This is where then she hit her even with this very impressive keypad brainbuster like maneuver, but that did not put her away. This is where we got Jamie Hayter got Billy Starks into like what they call a snapmare position, hitting a basement clothesline, which that was probably the best line from Nigel McGuinness, but that don't change the fact that your boy SNA does not like the dude. Like, it's one thing that he just sounds. It's one thing that he could be professional to time, but at the same time, it's only when he feels like it, and not when it's being a professional at his job. Which your boy SNA could do a half better job, and I'm just being a rookie at this little YouTube gig that I gave myself, like as an independent podcasting journalistic YouTuber. But this is where we got Billy Stark trying to go for clothesline after clotheslines until Jamie Hayter hit a super kick right into the face. Then we got Jamie Hayter hits a German suplex to follow that up when Billy Stark tried to go for clothesline. This is where she only got denied a 2-point. The match still goes on, like even though she kicked out even though it was like so close. But this is where we got Jamie Hayter finally hits the like a springboard version of the Hayter raid, and this is where I was like saying Yater, which is a hybrid of her last name Hayter and Yay put together because it rhymes. So that's absolutely true because who would not like to see Jamie Hayter genuinely get a win, but also for the expense of Billy Starks that thinks she's a future prodigetic star, when she has a lot more to learn in this industry with her arrogant rear end. But yeah, your girl Jamie that nobody hates, nobody hates her. I guess you could say hater, but I guess the dub. But it's where the trainer of Billy Starks and the mentor of Billy, Athena, went face to face because they probably will be facing each other at the future Owen Hart Cup tournament. Hopefully that Jamie Hayter wins, and it'll be all thanks to the help of the CEO. I know I kind of sound like more healer than any of the heels of AEW, but I like it'll be what I like. I cannot help it. Like, I love giving my personal opinion along with being a professional here on my channel at the SNA podcast. Heck, if some of you guys that are watching don't not like what I'm doing, you can easily just click out. But for those assassinators, I want to give my thanks to you guys because y'all y'all have to save up some time to watch my videos, and I want to give y'all a big massive up. Not up. I'll say that's Simon's thing. A big massive thumbs up onto that. I should say a big massive thumbs up for y'all's appreciations on y'all liking these videos like on the SNA podcast, and I couldn't have it any better. Like hopefully that this channel continues to grow, like and hopefully that that I get more subscribers, more likes, more viewers. Like that will help make the channel grow even bigger. And make it more of a successful YouTube channel, which I always wanted to do these kind of podcasts along with doing some sports as well. Hopefully I get into the sports industry as well. Like rather than later, much more sooner, I say into this point. But I hope that was basically your AEW Collision review, and I hope y'all enjoyed the video. And if so, please make sure to hit the big thumbs up button. Also, hit the subscribe and the post notification bell for more of SNA's videos, and also check out my other channel, SNA Entertainment. Link is in the description box below under this video, and also please check out that news video because I will be making a movie news tomorrow, which where I'm talking about from comedy and action pack and all kinds of movies, like wherever came from Hollywood or independent movie production. I'm gonna be talking about the wildest and intriguing movie news and rumors that you assassinators need to know. Please make sure to check you assassinators check it out. And I believe it will be in the article of looking on the papers. I did some research. Variety Fair. It's going to be on the Variety Fair article. And I will be going back here on Monday making my usual wrestling news videos, which starts off with the wrestling news for those wrestling assassinators that want to watch that. Like we'll be talking about the wildest and intriguing wrestling news stories, rumor that you assassinators need to know in the last day of the month on the 31st of March, 2025, which I'm gonna be talking about stuff from the Wrestling Inc. article. Yeah. And also, please make sure to check out Monday Night Raw on that video, which they're going to be live in London, England during their European tour. I wonder who's going to be fighting. Like, I'm trying to remember, like, in particular. I'll look right now so I can have it ready. March 31st. Okay, it'll be the Women's World Championship match between Rhea Ripley. We will indeed be seeing, Rhea Ripley. Like we'll be taking on Io Sky in a Women's World Championship rematch. Like winner gets to win the championship. Not only that, but also faces Bianca Belair at WrestleMania as champion. And then not only that, like it will be Bianca Belair will indeed be the special guest referee in that match, even though she don't have no experience. But she had to figure out one way or another because Adam Pearce even told her she got about 7 days when she revealed that she had no idea how to be a referee. But we're gonna find that out in the next 2 nights. But I'm gonna let you guys go right here, and I thank you for watching, and I hope I'll see you guys soon. I hope we all have a magnificent rest of your Saturday night, and I'll see you next time with some more SNA content. Until we meet again, Super Ninja Austin out of here. Bye bye, my assassinator. Oh yeah, before I get into that, I also want to say I would give Collision for it being very entertaining and most of the matches being good. It wasn't perfect, however, but like then again, like it deserves like a 4.5 stars. Like, but what y'all think about AEW Collision tonight? Let me know down in the comment section right down below, and I'll see you guys. That's when we watch my wrestling stuff on Monday on March 31st, and also the movie news. Like for those assassinators, that's movie news. I'll tomorrow on the like in I will be back here with some more of these intriguing wrestling and entertaining videos. Peace.